All right, here we go. Today is Saturday, a little after 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Had to wait till came up. The temps came up outside. It's thank God we don't have any real wind today. It's really not even a breeze right now. But I do have my flamethrower on because it is a little nipply in here. What we're going to do now, since we got a response out of it, we're going to strip the tubes off and we're going to start taking the chassis apart. We're going to remove the volume control and the linkage between that and the tone control. We're going to remove the linkage here between the band selector and the tuning control. Remove the lamps off the thing. We are going to take the dial plate and dial plate assembly apart. We're going to remove the tuner slash tone boost controls and tuner assembly, and there should be, down in there there's those let's get some light on it. Down in there you'll see them trimmers for the alignment points on the thing. You see that looks like a saw blade there? That is the lever control for that, for this lever here that shifts that thing out of the way. Every time you push one of these push buttons, I don't know if you can see it there. Well, we'll get it apart and we'll show you when we get the tuner in hand. But that's what we're going to do. We're going to strip it down. We're going to buff that with a wire wheel and get it cleaned up and get it ready for refinishing. We're going to scrape the EI plates, if you will, for the transformer. We're going to leave the IF cans intact, and then we're going to scrub the chassis real good. Let's see what we got on the back here. No labels to save. This metallic serial plate will be protected, and then once we get it all cleaned up and dried out and everything, we'll start to replacing the caps and everything else in there. So I'll see you on the next segment. All right, we got the dial plate assembly, structure, housing, mount, whatever, removed. These two here and these two here, we'll take this panel off that holds the dial. These two here come off of there, and on the other side remove those two, and the dial glass will come off, and then you're left with this felt piece with a chinkawonky on it. Now what I am going to do is remove these two these two things off of here, and we'll be back. All right, we got the little operators off the shafts. There's a little C clip that goes on both of these that holds these upper parts on. There is a set screw on the back side of each one of these for the tone and the band selector, and you may have to smooth file this shaft a little bit on the ends here. I had to do that one a little bit in order to slip these off. A little lubricant on it will help to remove it if it's a bit tight. Now we're going to extract the push button / tuner assembly out of there, so hang on, we'll be back. Alright, we got the tuner assembly and push buttons out and removed from the chassis. Here it is. I'll get some light on it there so we can take a closer look at this thing. To get this off, yeah, should have seen it. Let me get my. You got a connection there, a connection there, and a connection there. Identify each of those that come out through there. Two come through this hole right here and right there, and the other one comes through the hole in the chassis right there. So the left, middle, and the right, looking at it from the back. You have a ground bond there and a chassis bond there. I should say a chassis bond and a chassis bond. Bond to bond bond. Right here, you have to disconnect these two. That removes that thing from this chingy thing here on the back end of that. This is the actuator that causes that thing to go back and forth like that. And then you have, let's turn this around this way. You have these two mounts up here in the thing, and two mounts back here. Right there, right there, and right there. The rubbers will go into here on this thing, and they go into this framework right here, this mount. Now we can further break this down by removing these two bolts right here and taking the push button assembly apart from the tuner. Here is that bar right there. Let's get it into an orientation where I don't block you out here. It's liable not to move very good, but when you push the button in, see how it moves there? It's real tight. We'll get it cleaned up and we'll do a better demonstration of that when we get the tuner vatted and get the rest of the mount and everything else here that is steel derusted and ready to go back together. We'll break that down. I won't do a video on a further breakdown of this. You have that spring actuator right there. That's for that sawtooth rail bar right there. It's what brings this thing back and forth here. And then these here are your adjusters for your settings for your push buttons. So this tuner shaft, it's got a pinch roller right here that turns this shaft here from the tuner shaft here. There's a little spring C-clip up here in the front on both of these, I believe, and that will, yeah, there's a C-clip there, and there's probably a second one right there, and that will allow you to get that thing, this shaft out, and then this shaft will be removed. Once you get this one off, you can pull it out through the back, and there's a saw cut opening there for that. And then this here just slipped. This here just slips on the back, and of course it's the thing that goes right there to that. So we'll stick that over there for good keeping. And then I don't know what the heck this chingy baling thingy right here, funky wonky thing. This here is just completely shot. I am going to have to look into getting a grommet maybe that I can put back on there and get it fused onto that shaft. Now, as far as the mounts for your tuner, I use. Let me see if I can find them, and I'll show them to you what I use. Okay, these here, I thought I had a wrapper that I got these in. I get these from McMaster Carr. I'll see if I can dig up the thing, and I'll post it in the description, in the video description. I get 50 of them for a hell of a lot cheaper price than you can buy them online from a radio shop or from a place that sells vintage radio parts. They have the reproductions. They are softer than these. These here are a little more stiff than the ones that you get from I forget who sells them. I think reproduction radios or whatever the heck it was, reproduction something. They provided some, but they were like $1 a piece. You can get them from McMaster Carr in bulk, 50 of them for like $12 or something like that. So that's what I buy those. Now these won't work in this because these are for other radios like the Zeniths and others. These here are much larger size grommet, and I think I can get these from Ace. I'm pretty sure I got the last ones like this from Ace. Now these are still pretty good. I mean, they're still pliable. They're not broken up or hard. So I might just clean these up and reuse them. So I won't have to go down and dig some out of the Ace bin. Now, what else was I going to cover? That we're going to pull this out. It's just these two screws up here in the front, and that entire assembly come out. But you'll have to disconnect any wires that and components that are still attached to it. And I think on the last 7039 that I did about 2 years ago, I did an enhancement on this boost assembly here, and I got a good punch out of it. I'll see if I can do it again, and I'll get it documented what the heck I did. I may even have it over there in my stash, in my file. But we'll have to see, and I'll include a segment on that when I get it situated out. The tuner, I don't remember if I removed the tuner in the other radio. I don't think I did, because I think I cleaned up the other one with some stuff while it was still mounted in the thing. It doesn't look like there's any contacts on the front part of that. Yeah, sorry about all the moving around and everything. These are all the connection points that I pulled off the tuner assembly. There's some there, and there's one there. and there's one on the back side of that one. So there are 3 wafers here that are switchable. I think I can get to those without pulling that, but we'll see. And the doesn't look like we're going to be able to pull those trimmers out of there for the shortwave adjustments, but that's okay. I don't think there's going to be an issue with that either. So now it's get this volume control demounted, get this demounted, get that removed, this little short assembly right here, and get this well, I'll wait to remove that cap to do the refinish on this thing, and then it's in the bath for the chassis, so we can get the cap in it. So thanks for watching for this part. We'll have another one coming at you soon. Thanks for watching. Have a great day and a great weekend.